Islay whisky is Scotch whisky made on Islay or Ìle in Gaelic, one of the southernmost of the Inner Hebridean Islands located off the west coast of Scotland. Islay is one of 5 whisky distilling localities and regions in Scotland whose identity is protected by law. There are 9 active distilleries and the industry is the island's second largest employer after agriculture. Islay is a centre of whisky tourism, and hosts a festival of malt and music known as Fèis Ìle each year at the end of May, with events and tastings celebrating the cultural heritage of the island. Styles of whisky: the whiskies of the distilleries along the southeastern coast of the island, Lafroig, Lagavulin, and Ardbeg, have a smoky character derived from peat, considered a central characteristic of the Islay malts, and described both to the water from which the whisky is made and to the peating levels of the barley. Many describe this as a medicinal flavor. They also possess notes of iodine, seaweed and salt. Fèis Ìle, on the northern side of the island, across from Jura, also produces a strongly peated whisky. The other distilleries on the island make whisky in a variety of styles. Banyarpain makes much lighter whiskies which are generally lightly peated, while Fèis Ìle no longer produces peated whisky under the Fèis Ìle label. Bowmore produces a whisky which is well balanced, using a medium-strong peating level but also using sherry cask maturation. The newest distillery, Kilchoman, started production in late 2005. In location it is unlike the other 7 distilleries, which are all by the sea. Distilleries = active distilleries = closed distilleries = The oldest record of a legal distillery on the island of Islay refers to Bowmore in 1779 and at one time there were up to 23 distilleries in operation. For example, Port Charlotte Distillery operated from 1829 to 1929 and Port Ellen is also closed although it remains in business as a malt house that supplies many of the Islay distilleries. In March 2007 Fèis Ìle Distillery announced the reopening of the distillery at Port Charlotte, which was closed in 1929, and was also known as the Localities Distillery. Akeen Voy, in Argyll, Ardenisle/Kildalton/Islay, subsumed by Lafroig 1853, Ardmore, taken over by Lagavulin 1837, Dale, ruins on road between Port Ascaig Bridge and Freeport, location unknown, Hazelburn, uncertain relation to the Hazelburn distillery of Campbelltown, Kildalton, merged with Lagavulin, Killarrow/Bridge and, ruins in village, Lochindale Port Charlotte Rins, near Fèis Ìle, Losset/Belligrant, ruins south of the village A846, Malt Mill, now part of Lagavulin, Mulandry, at the junction of the Nerrabee Burn and the River Lagan, now in ruins, Newton, ruins immediately south of A846 between Port Ascaig Bridge and, Octomore, ruins near Port Charlotte, Port Ellen, large port village of Islay, converted to a malting, Scarabus, no evidence of production, Talent Farm south of Bowmore, Torrelin, may have been on the Isle of Arran. Notes. References: Newton, Norman Islay. Devon. David and Charles plc. ISBN 0-907115-90X. External links: Islay Whisky Society, Argyll Tourist Board, Google Earth Placemark with Islay Distilleries, the Islay Whisky Chapter Austria, Islay Whiskies.